Hello there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we know what goes down in the finale of a Peaky Blinders season, okay? We've had 2 seasons of it thus far. It's usually Derby Day or, something's about to go down. And it seems like the heist we have been planning all season is about to go down this episode, ladies and gentlemen. The train robbery itself, or whatever's going to happen with the train robbery, and then also the heist on the Russian estate as well with the treasury, ladies and gentlemen. This is some Vin Diesel Fast 5 type shit. It's going to be sensational, and everything has to go according to plan. This ain't going to be no situation where, Tommy can improvise on the spot. There are a lot of moving parts to this day. And I feel like everything has to go right. If one person stuffs up, it could stuff up everything for all of them. So yeah, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Elie Moses, a 24-year-old law and film student here for Sydney, Australia. Absolutely shooting his shot. Today we are up to episode 6 of Peaky Blinders season 3, the finale for this season. I'm hella excited for it. We're going to get into the reaction. We're going to have some fun with this thing. And let's absolutely smash it. Let's go. Here we go. Here we go. Iconic slow motion walking shot with everyone in frame. They're about to get down to business, it looks like. We need to keep everybody in check. Everybody needs to stay in line. The Shelby Institute. Damn, Carl's all grown up, man. And Tom Hardy, that's a good sign. Alfie Solomon's in this one.
Say it, Tom. Say it to him.
Lay the foundation.
I didn't come here today to make a speech, but I will say this. These children are now safe. In our care, they will be safe because we are from the same cold streets as they are. And in our care, they won't be shipped away to the colonies.
The fact that Moss is here as well.
Or separated from kin, or made to work for men in their various ways. They will grow up here, at home, loved.
There's a reason we cut to Michael there.
And Birmingham. Because this is our city. By order of the Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, a lot of eyebrows raised here. A lot of people not comfortable with this. Hey, but it's a good cause. Come on.
Hear that, Grace?
I didn't still expect them to kill off Grace that early, man.
My invitation for this event was obviously an oversight on your part, Mr.
Oh,
Shelby.
this guy needs to piss off
Look,
back where he
I have
came.
the keys. I've allocated myself an office just there, 2 doors in from the street. It's the one that already has the stove and the crucifixion on the window. Mr. Shelby, it's the one that has the crucifixion on the window in orange and red. That will be my office. And I will take them to St. Aloysius for confession. You do understand these keys are part of our broader arrangement.
He cannot have this vermin walking within these walls.
In the next 24 hours,
Around
do
these kids.
exactly as you've been instructed. You'll not deviate, you'll not fail.
Man, take me back to that Viserys performance, please. Oh, Michael gets to look him in the eye as well. I love how Tommy has not laid his eyes off Grace. That portrait of Grace, the entire scene right there. Even when Hughes himself tried to place himself in front of his face.
Must be the trains.
And I'd like to allocate an hour a day of each of my ladies' time to make winter clothes for the little ones.
Speak to my secretary, Miss Stark, in the grey hat. She knows my diary. Fuck me, some other way you do it. Yes.
Your little boy looks so much like you.
Yes, he's a little rascal, isn't he?
Would it be too inconvenient to steal you for a moment?
No inconvenience.
Sorry, he wants
This is edited perfectly here.
Oh, little
So
boy.
lovely to see a man willing to hold his child in public from the members of the Moseley Poor Widows Institute. Made by Mr. Winslow himself at
Yo.
Winslow Castings.
This is crazy how it parallels Boardwalk Empire in a way with the lead characters themselves. It's actually insane. Like in Steve Buscemi, spoilers for Boardwalk Empire, he's phenomenal in it. The character he plays, Enoch Thompson, in the first couple of episodes, or like at the very start of season 1 itself, he's seen giving a speech to a congregation of women who are fighting for women's rights and the right to vote and supporting them. And here, Thomas Shelby's placed in a similar scenario here, trying to keep the peace with the community of women, or the women in the community. And like they all look up to him in a way, but don't know the corrupt side of him. And the same thing happens to Steve Buscemi's character as well. He's a front for all the women. Like he puts this persona on that he's always going to fight for him, always going to support them, make time for him, when obviously his other business dealings are what are prioritized. Oh,
From a photograph of your horse that ran at the Derby.
Oh, that is very kind. Thank you very
Grace's
much.
secret.
Very much. Charlie?
Would you mind holding it for us so that we can have a photograph for the Gazette?
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Shelby.
So,
holding Grace's secret.
thank you for your time, ladies. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Hey, you got to show face sometimes, man. You got to keep the peace. You got to be a crowd pleaser, people pleaser.
Charles, Ed.
I gave him to you?
What is he?
I don't know.
Boys?
Did
You see Charlie? Aye. Hold on, he's playing, isn't he?
Hughes is gonna have that leverage on him.
What is he?
Where did Charlie go? Hughes said, "I'll take your son away from you." He gave Charlie to the maid, right?
Thank you, Mr. Shelby.
Oh, and Charlie just went like that in a flash.
Ladies, thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, that Father Hughes, man. Oh, he's on side. I don't care. I think it's him. But that's going to be the hiccup today
I gave
already.
him to you?
Problems are beginning.
I don't know.
You see Charlie? Aye. Hold on, he's playing, isn't he? Paul. Where's Charles?
And Hughes always talked about knowing people
What is he? One at a back door.
and having people that work for him.
Street where the cars are.
Tommy, someone said they saw a nurse take him through the back door.
Oh, the nurse, sorry. That-
Somebody said they saw a woman and a kid getting into a car.
Fuck!
That nurse is just as on site as Father Hughes.
Charlie! 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 John?
Tommy,
It's them.
who?
It's fucking them.
Look, it might just be some random woman. You
No,
know, sometimes
no.
women go mad.
No, it's them.
Did you break the phone? He broke the phone. It's all right.
He has a
Look,
tendency
look,
to do that.
Tommy,
Ada?
there's someone outside, a priest.
Stay here, Paul. Stay here. Don't do anything.
The thunder rumbling as well in the background, the rain, everything. Oh, so good, man. So good. And then right there as well, when it became more chaotic, you saw the editing itself change. You saw the trademark Peaky Blinders sort of cinematography or camera movement go out the window because they wanted to emulate the situation or try to make sure the the camera work itself, I guess, replicates the situation that Thomas Shelby's in, how chaotic it is, and obviously the flaring up of the emotions and how worried he is, the anxiety, the stress, everything itself. It quickly changed to quick cut pans, close-ups, and everything along the lines of that. And like right there as well, you had the camera focused on Tommy himself, and then it quickly would shift to Polly. So the camera work became much more fast-paced there.
We have your son. Get in the car.
Bro, I'd blow the man's brains out right there.
He's safe. Of course he's safe. All children are dear to me.
You motherfucker.
You have all the cars.
We did warn you that your son would be in danger if you deviated from the plan. It was you who made a mistake, you understand?
Yes.
What mistake did you make? Do you even know?
Tell me what you want me to
Is
do.
that planning to take the stuff from the
You
Russians?
made a deal with our enemies.
I will do
Oh,
what
okay.
needs to be done.
You went behind our backs to stop the Soviets from blowing up the train. But it's all right. It's all right. We've rectified your mistake. You asked me, what do I need to do? Well, here's what you need to do, you fucking mongrel, you. But since the Bolsheviks will not be blowing up the train, you'll blow up the train yourself.
Here we go.
It's always been about the explosion.
They need the
The bang.
They need the explosion to happen on
Understand?
a British soil, I think.
Our friends at the Times and the Daily Mail will do the rest. And once the British government cuts diplomatic relations with the Soviet Union, that'll be our mission accomplished. You'll have been part of a fine adventure.
And then I'll put a bullet in your skull.
To help with the outrage, we need people to die in the explosion.
How many?
Say, 6.
Oh man, we're just gonna sacrifice 6 innocent
Rail workers,
individuals.
and from the factory.
Hard-working men with families to feed.
Within an hour of the explosion.
Oh, it's conditions now, is it?
We need
Right.
to fix the handover in advance.
I haven't finished with you yet, Mr. Shelby. We also hear that you're digging a tunnel,
They know about that too.
mining for precious stones under Wilderness Hills.
There's a mole, man, somewhere.
And
These
don't
guys
they
got
have
a
a
wire
fetish
up,
for
man.
strong room? The lilies of the valley egg, made in 1898.
Bro, F them all up.
One
F
of
them
the
all up.
Oddfellows has a wife who's obsessed with Fabergé. And the Economic League will take all of the jewels that you steal
Oh, come on.
to cover our considerable expenses. The fight against communism's not cheap, you know. So if you want to see your...
I will give you all the jewels.
a bang first.
He's getting nothing,
Bring
man.
everything that you've stolen to your office at dawn.
No. No, Hannah. I'll not be able to get the jewels to you by dawn. The tunnel is in play.
If the St. Andrew's clock strikes 5 a.m. on the night of the robbery, and we don't have everything that we asked for, the bell will be tolling for you, boy.
This is gonna be a massive finale unless
My fucking care.
they're holding a lot off for season 4. But listen, I absolutely despise the character of Hughes, but you gotta respect how Paddy Considine is playing the character phenomenally.
Where's Linda?
Arrogance of the guy, how smug he is. Like,
It's just with her running around fucking Bronco Waters.
Where's Finn?
Out with the young'uns. Give her the ride if we couldn't reach him.
I need to know who spoke. Our enemies know everything. I need to know who spoke. About business outside of the family. I need to know who spoke. Who they spoke to. Now,
Polly.
your wife, Arthur? He said he knows you. Things developed. You talked.
That is true.
If anyone has talked about the tunnel
You
to anyone else, I need to know, and I need to know this second.
What about you, Clay Kickers?
Yeah, maybe it's one of them
Drunk in
boys.
a pub.
I trust those men with my life.
More than you trust us.
Yeah. As of an hour ago, yes.
That says a lot.
There's Michael in this fucking lineup anyway.
You leave Michael out of this.
Oh, yeah?
No, he should be here.
I fucking don't even know him. How long you fucking known him? Fucking 3
No,
years.
he's not going to be your whipping
Don't
boy.
even fucking know the boy.
I never told Michael
I'm
about
trying to
the lilies
remember.
of the valley.
The only people I told about the Fabergé eggs are in this room.
Who is it?
Tommy, I want you to know that I came back for love. And common sense.
And his mate's got no need for extra cash.
I love how they're all eliminating themselves out of the picture.
My wife into this. Means we speak when this business is done.
And there's one left standing.
John, Arthur, I need 50 sticks of BSA dynamite, 300 yards of cable, and 6 detonators by midday tomorrow. This is evidence. I need you to scatter this. I'm blowing up a train. People are going to die.
Just got a whole lot more complicated. I'm trying to think who else it could be. Like, Paul only talked about, from what we've seen on screen, the hit on Father Hughes to the other priest and about her killing a police officer, a copper, to Ruben. John hasn't said anything unless it's something off screen. Arthur, yeah, they all seem disgusted by the accusation, so it can't be one of the blood relatives. Ada came back for love. I don't think it will be Ada. The only person that was down in the treasury beside, oh man, it's freaking Alfie Solomons, isn't it? The only other person that visited the treasury and knew about the Fabergé or whatever egg, the one that, you know, examined the egg and said, you know, that will make up the 70 grand, was Alfie Solomons. He's the only one that was in that tunnel and probably knew what Tommy was playing at. And knew that Tommy, you know, just wanted to get a scouting of the tunnel, where it was at, sorry, the treasury, where it was at, where it was located, so he could dig. Yeah, it's probably Alfie. Like, Alfie Solomon's the only one that, other individual I know that visited the actual treasury itself. It has to be Alfie Solomon's, unless they're someone from the family's hiding something.
Ruben and I talked about many things.
He came to you at my wedding. He pursued you, sought you out. Why would an educated man of his standing do something like that?
It's a thing.
To a woman like me.
Yes.
Come on, Tommy. God, being
I've done the
attracted.
odds on all of you, even to Tim. There's another possibility, but even to Tim.
There's another possibility still. I think it's Alfie. Unless off screen, yeah, Polly talked about it, but I doubt she did. Ooh. Yo, she framed that up real quick. Now she's gonna go confront Ruben, thinking that he's a traitor. Oh, don't cut up the... See, Tommy planted that seed, man. He ain't allowing Paul to have anything nice in her life. It's this guy. It's this guy. I love him so much, but it's him. Ah, man. Can never trust him.
I asked you to come alone and unarmed.
Yeah, well, alone I ain't never gonna do, am I? And as for the cane, don't worry about it. That's just my sciatica. It always plays up around the winter and the summer solstice.
What have you got for me, Alfie?
What you bring me out here for?
It's on the way to someone I need to be in a hurry. What have you got for me?
Well, seeing as you was prepared to pay such an exorbitant amount for this information, I decided to give you value for money. So, here are the names of all the men in England whom I would approach, right, if I had a Fabergé egg for sale. Here you go. And then here's all the men on that list, you know, who would buy the old Fabergé egg, even if they knew that that item was stolen. Yeah? And then come your curious fucking Jippo question. I won't ask, but there's a list of the men who would buy a Fabergé because of their wives' obsession. Oh, yes. Thank you, Mr. Shelby. It's lovely doing business with you.
This man. Hey, what if he left his, like, I reckon Alfie Solomon's left his own name off the list, and that's how Tommy's gonna realize. That's not a big ass list. There ain't many men. 50 Cent.
Left the name off the list, Alfie.
Yourself.
Yeah.
Yourself.
I've already spoken to my people in the jewellery quarter, experienced dealers. They tell me there are only 3 men in Britain whose wives are obsessed with Fabergé and make some good customers. You, Mr. Rich, just went off the list.
Yeah, well, if you knew already, how come you dragged me all the way out in a fucking hogging?
2 reasons. Reason 1, by withholding a name that you most certainly know, you've proven to me that you've done a deal with the Oddfellows. It was you who told them about the tunnel. You told them about the fucking deal with the Soviets. Reason 2.
Alfie,
The
man.
man that you're withholding must be my enemy, otherwise you wouldn't be protecting him. He's now a man I can use.
Listen, sweetie, you can't take a man.
I gave information in exchange for a
Oh,
share.
he told me there were things in that treasury, right? God himself, he spoke to me and he said, Alfie, you're meant to have these things.
You crossed the line, Alfie.
You fucking what?
You crossed the line.
The line? They're using my boy!
You fucking know.
Yeah, I knew, you know, but damned as I am, made no fucking difference to me, mate.
Woo!
Right,
Michael!
the fuck is going on? What's the matter with you, Tommy, eh? Hey? You gone fucking angry, ain't you? I got fucking angry! Fucking angry! Tommy, I know! This bastard deserves it! He's not! He's in your fucking head! I know this bastard deserves it! I fucking know! Right. But if you kill him now, the truce with the London outfits will be run to fucking pieces, all right? Don't worry about that truth, kid, right? Because it fell apart. All right. You've got nothing to worry about when it comes to the old scary London boys. What fucking side do you want out of it? Give a fuck right now, kid. Right?
You can't trust him. You can't trust him. You can't trust Alfie at all.
I do not want him to spare me because of some fucking peace pact. I want him to acknowledge that his anger is unfucking justified. I want him to acknowledge that he who fights by the sword, he fucking dies by it, Tommy. So what, they took your boy, did they? Yeah? You got your boy. And what fucking line am I supposed to have crossed?
Tom Hardy, man.
How many fathers, right? How many sons, yeah? Have you cut, killed, murdered, fucking butchered, innocent and guilty, to send them straight to fucking hell, ain't you? Just like me! Fucking stand there. You, judging me, stand there and talk to me about crossing some fucking line.
That's the beauty of this show in a nutshell,
You
man.
pull that trigger, right? You pull that trigger for a fucking honourable reason.
Acknowledging.
Like an honourable man, not like some fucking civilian that does not understand the wicked way of our world, mate. Look, Tommy.
Listen, these characters that we're following in this show, Alfie Solomons is right. We're following the wicked nature of their world. We're, you know, we're viewing their world, the day-to-day lives of their world. Their world is different. A lot of innocent lives are harmed because of their world and the game they play. And listen, we root for the Peaky Blinders because they have some sort of... Listen, they're the protagonists we follow. Like I said, I think I said it at the end of season 2, I believe. Or was it this season? I can't remember. One of the earlier episodes of this season. With Congretta, I think it was, the Italian mob. I said, imagine we were following them in terms of like they had their stamp of authority, not in Birmingham, in London per se, I think. Imagine we're following their story and they got usurped by the Peaky Blinders, and in our eyes the Peaky Blinders were the bad guys because we're following the Congrettas, and we, you know, sort of resonated with their kids and their you know, their wives and you know, their families. It just so happens that we're following the Peaky Blinders and they're portrayed by fantastic actors, and we just root for them, I guess, in the game they're playing. It sucks that obviously it's terrible, and it's wrong that innocent people you know, die, and you know, lives are jeopardized because of their success or their you know, their need for success and their, you know, their want to have the crown. So yeah, it's already been established this episode that 6 innocent lives are gonna have to be taken away on this train thing. It's just the game they play and the wicked world they've involved themselves in. And Alfie is speaking. I feel like Alfie is speaking volumes here. He's speaking truth.
The killing of Alfie Solomons is not going to help. This will be very bad for business.
But what about the guy Michael just killed there? The trigger he pulled.
Michael,
Is that gonna have consequences?
go and call Inspector Moss. Tell him it's Palmer. Well said, Alfie. Well said.
I did not know about your boy, though.
I know. I saw.
I saw it in his eyes. Like, you see it in his eyes when he first heard it. He's like, what the heck? They went through that length? Like, Alfie Solomons lives to fight another day. Ah!
Hello?
Listen, if Ruben is an informer or has been going behind Paul's back, that would be the biggest 360 ever, because I don't see it in him. I feel like he's a genuine individual who just loves Aunt Pole and wants to spend the rest of his life with her.
Why didn't you come?
I was going to get on the train last night, but then I realized I simply wasn't ready to enter your world. Good God, I'm shaking.
Good.
But now I am ready. I've been searching all night for you. Polly, whatever you've been told is not true.
The painting was wrong.
She was too sure of herself.
I want a dull life. I want you. I want you. I want you. I want you to paint me in a dress that I bought in a shop.
We have a life.
He wants that.
I think so.
He wants that Linda lifestyle that she's chasing, man. He wants that Linda Arthur honeymoon that they're chasing in California. He wants a dull life, man.
Tommy! What the fuck are you doing here, Tommy?
Take my boy, Johnny. Everything's fucking changed. I have to get the hall dug before midnight, so he's gone.
Jimmy?
He needs to help the boys out. He's gonna face some PTSD here going back in that tunnel. Yeah, we might end on a cliffhanger this episode. We're only about, like, I think halfway through. Or maybe a little bit before that. And it's going to be interesting to see how much ground they cover. Maybe the Russian thing is an issue they prolong.
Where'd you hit him? I hit him in the side of the head.
How was you when he went down?
Sally said I did all right. This is where we think Charles is being held.
They're not expecting nobody, so he should be alone.
Oh, so either way, they're thinking that Michael alone is going to confront Hughes.
There's two good men there. You do what they say.
But there's no way Hughes is going to be with the kid.
But I fire the bullet. All right.
But it's better if they do it. See, these are experienced men, Michael.
Sorry, I had to pause the reaction. I had to handle something with my family. So if it cuts weirdly, I apologize.
Sure, the kid's safe. You call Finn.
Hold on.
That's the problem here with Michael, is that you got to let the experienced man handle the job. The men, sorry. Because if Michael kills someone or kills the wrong man, you don't want him getting indicted or like him getting sent to the gallows. It could stuff up the whole thing.
We blow it up.
There's men on board, are there?
Yeah. 6 men on board, John. Driver. Stoker. 4 men I handpicked myself.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's the fucking order.
See, what if they got the wrong information here? What if this is not Father Hughes? Like, it's a different minister. And he kills someone on Crown land. Like, the police are going to be after him. They're going to have their hands tied. They can't, you know, they can't gloss this one over. Okay, it seems like the right place. But maybe Father Hughes is not present. Crazy, you have the interchanging cuts with all the Shelby members. You know, not in their darkest hour here, but you got Arthur and John planting the bombs and ringing it up. You got Thomas himself ringing it up from the tunnels itself, and then Michael confronting Father Hughes, or possibly Father Hughes.
Please don't. Please don't use. Please don't use. Please don't. Please.
Damn. I love how they had those like sort of security cameras or those other cameras planted. Come on, Michael. Well, the practical explosion right there. It was rigged up really well. Everything's going down all at once here.
Let's go!
Who wants to be in heaven, though? Who wants to be in heaven when you can be sending men to fucking hell?
Hey. I'll do it, Arthur. Hey.
Who did they handpick to die on the train?
Oh, no! This bastard's mine! Go call Finn!
I told Tommy I'll do it. So I'll do it.
Damn. The slicing of the throat there, cut with the train on the track. Too late. Too late. Too late. Matter of seconds late. Matter of moments. And we got the jewelry we wanted.
It's all right.
I love that framing right there. They used that similar framing last episode. I think it was Stefan or one of the butlers at the Russian household, where the door itself, he was on one side of the door and the door was dividing the frame. And then in out of focus on the other side of the door was obviously the orgy that was happening in the other room. And they used a similar type of framing right there, with like a beautiful medium shot right there, with in the left hand, like it was divided by the war again, and you had like, you know, the sort of wholly lit room, you know, the bright yellow lit room behind Charlie, the innocent life, juxtaposed with Michael himself bloodied up, in sort of like the washed color, like the blue, like the much more dimmer lighting. Yeah, Polly's gonna look at Michael and she knows.
Yeah, you got to bed.
Okay. Okay. Thing is with Father Hughes now, you've taken out like a sort of high ministry officer, so there's gonna be consequences associated with that. There's gonna be arrests need to be made for his killing, along with the bombing of the train too.
How have you been?
I've been out in Maple. There's been some trouble. I can't stay.
You can't stay.
Maybe after what happened with Charlie, he's gonna tell her to keep the baby.
He needs my help. It's family business.
No, please.
Sorry.
Please.
Oh no, she's about to do it. I did not see. I completely didn't. I missed all the tools on the table right there. Oh my bad, my bad. Is this the same fields which they attempted to kill him at the end of season 2? It looks very similar.
Mr. Shelby, this is Monsieur Silk. He's here on behalf of the Parisian buyers. He needs to verify the value. It was a pleasure doing business with you these past few months. Collection was mostly my mother's anyway. It was more mine than theirs, and they would never have sold it. They would have wasted it on a lost cause.
You needed a tunnel. I need your signature to make the sale legal.
Confirmed. The original Duke Alexander Petrovniak collection. To raise a legal bill of sale and get this across the border.
Oh, so she went behind her auntie's back to...
Signed by yourself, in the family name, in my presence.
As we agreed, half for the tunnel, half for the signature.
Where will you go?
Vienna. There's a man waiting for me.
Wow. Poor man.
Birmingham. I'm gonna buy a racehorse.
Tatiana's secret. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Listen, I know Tatiana's devious, but I can't fault Tommy for hitting that.
£5,000 for the sex.
You motherfudger.
And 5 for helping you through the grief of losing your wife.
You gonna continue rubbing in the grace thing?
You didn't even come close.
Yeah, leave it like that. Hey, leave it.
Letters are in order.
End on a high note, bro. So he took the money, or like the value in the jewelry, and she gets the jewelry in return. She gets the... Why does someone always gotta die on these fields, man? They're cursed. He is savage, man.
At home, these jewels are way worse. That's why they're all cursed. As are we.
And
Mr. Shelby.
her property gets returned to her. I hope I never see you again,
If you're
Tatiana.
ever in Vienna, look me up.
Nah, we ain't going to Vienna. You can stay in Vienna. Poor Mr. Shilk, man. Lordy Russians, man. Okay, he's got it all separated for everyone. But I don't think they're all going to get their share yet. Or some of them aren't. He's going to withhold it, surely. Put it on trust. In a savings account.
Before I begin, I want to let you know I made a mistake. I made a mistake. And I want to apologize to all of you. Arthur, he warned me against getting involved in Russian business. And you were right.
It was a mistake from the start, man. I said in episode 1.
I doubted your wife. For that, I'm sorry. Linda, I've added 3,000 here. And the hope that you'll forgive me.
So £44,000. Hey, she got up and took that bundle real quick.
Apology accepted.
She got up and took that bundle real quick.
Charlie, lost tools, dangerous goods. And Curly's wise words. Johnny, for board, lodgings.
Damn, Lizzie. Okay.
Michael, for the killings. 5 for the cutting, 5 for the shooting.
No, Tommy.
What? Tell me! Hey! This is who I am!
And this is all I can give you for what you give me, for your hearts and your souls. Yesterday, I nearly lost my son. You should fucking understand that.
Heavy hitting.
For what? No, for what? For this? For this? And I know you all want me to say that I'll change, that this fucking business will change, but I've learned something in the last few days.
Nice.
Those bastards are worse than us. Politicians, fucking judges, lords and ladies, they're worse than us, and they will never admit us to their palaces, no matter how legitimate we become.
Because of who we are.
It's the lesser of the two evils, man.
We fucking are because of where we're fucking from. Isn't that right, Ada? Oh, Ada knows. She got smart about revolution. And she knows you have to get what you want your own way. Lizzie, I want it known. That money was for you because some nights it was you who stopped my heart from breaking. No one else.
Hey, take it back, Lizzie.
And the rest of you took the king's shilling. You took the king's fucking shilling. When you take the king's shilling, the king expects you to kill. Right, Arthur? Yeah. That's how it works. All right, John. That's all right.
Yo, we haven't seen the garrison much this season. There's been no need to. They haven't had time to spend there.
Tommy, you've had a bad time. We understand. So at an alternative time,
Yo,
we
Michael.
have all recovered. I would like to put before the family an alternative view of the future of the Shelby Company Limited. A more hopeful view.
Which I, for one, would quite like to hear.
As would I.
Hey, all the women speaking up. All the women speaking up. What have they spoken about? They've spoken about something together.
Come on, Arthur. Train to the dock leaves in 1 hour. Then we'll get the boat to New York. And it'll all be in the past.
Does she really have to speak up about it? Like, in front of everyone? Like, Linda... Listen. I understand Linda absolutely not wanting to be involved in this family. 100%. And trying to reform Arthur. But she really spoke out in front of everyone. Just to get a kick in. Like... So this is Arthur's farewell.
I'll be off then, Tom. I'll see you, eh? I'll see you, brother.
Something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen. Like, it ain't over yet.
You can go, but you won't get far, Arthur.
All right, Tom.
I spoke to Moss last night.
The exact the arrests are gonna be made.
He told me that the Chief Constable of Birmingham has issued a warrant for your arrest. Murder, sedition, conspiracy to cause explosion. John, I'm coming for you as well. Murder, conspiracy to cause explosion. Michael.
What the fuck?
The murder of Hughes. Polly.
Wait a minute, what the fuck are you talking about?
Murder of Chief Inspector Chester Campbell.
Why are you
The people that we betrayed last night, they want to bring us down. Now, they control the police, they control the judges, they control the juries, they control the jails, but they do not control the elected government.
Listen to me! Listen to me!
So I have made a deal in return for giving evidence against them.
Well, fucking hang!
It's all taken care of. Lizzie, collect all the money and bring it to the cellar. You will all get your money in due course. When the police gets in, do not resist. You go with them, you do not say anything. Arthur, I've made a deal with people even more powerful than our enemies. Trust me, brother. Hey? Trust me.
No, Linda.
You did this deliberately! You made
Come here. Come here. Oh, no, we will. We have to run.
you!
She's paper
You can hear the screams and yelling of the family members as well. It's really well layered into the song that's being played at the moment. You can still hear their faint echoes. Yeah, and then as Tommy walks into the room and they're all being arrested. Listen, I feel like this was coming here. This was coming. You had Michael murder Hughes. Didn't stick to the plan there. The plan went haywire from the get-go. And someone was gonna be pinned for this. And listen, if the explosion didn't happen, this all would be taken care of. You know, if they probably got to Charlie in time. But the higher-ups need arrests, and I feel like Tommy knew that was going to happen. Moss's hands are tied here as well. There's pressure probably from the community or the higher-ups themselves to make arrests, and oof, that's a quiet kingdom. That's a quiet palace right there. This is, oh man, season 4 is going to shape up to be crazy. But I feel like Tommy made the right decision there, because he needed to use the information he had to sort of leverage, like he could use the information he had to leverage a deal with those powerful individuals to probably, you know, save the lives of Arthur, to save the lives of, you know, Michael, Polly, everyone else, to probably lessen their sentences and not get hung. Because that day was probably coming with the wicked world they're involved in. There was going to be that day where the higher-ups themselves are, you know, gonna, you know, arrest them. You know, their duration was going to expire. Their due date was going to expire. Their use-by date was going to expire. Like, there was only so long they could be used as pawns by the higher-ups. And I feel like, listen, they were going to need to pay for their crimes nonetheless, and you're going to have to pin it on someone. But I see the larger picture that Shelby is playing at here. He has to use what he has and leverage that to make a deal to sort of get him lesser sentences. And I feel like the family members themselves will probably ponder that and realize that in prison while they sit in their cells, and realize that maybe, yes, it was a really harsh decision, but Tommy did make the right decision right there to hold their money and not give it to them, because of, you know, he knew what was coming. This whole situation with the Russians, Winston Churchill from the get-go, was a shitstorm to begin with. Arthur was right; should never have got involved in it. And listen, it was going to come back to all these actions have consequences. You never get away with anything. Came back to bite them in the ass, and it did right there. You have, you know, Michael himself kill an individual on Crown land. You have the bombing, the explosion, and we're going to see what happens with that. Listen, if Michael probably could have got off if the two men executed the killing of Hughes by themselves. But yeah, obviously Arthur and Johnny themselves blowing up the train. Listen, it all could have been different, but you know, that's probably like a last gasp attempt there from Shelby to cut a deal like that and leverage the information he has, or use whatever information he has to, you know, pin it on the higher ups. But like he said, they don't control the local government, so, or those elected in the local government. So yeah, we'll see how it plays out in season 4, ladies and gentlemen. That's a great way to end the season, because the family after this is probably, listen, it's never going to be the same again. It's in tatters at the moment. And are they going to forgive Tommy Shelby ever? Who knows? Is anyone going to, you know, understand and, understand and realize, you know, the toll of that decision that Tommy had to make? Who knows? But ladies and gentlemen, what a season it has been. The Russians can freaking piss off. Tatiana can piss off to Vienna, and I don't want to see her again. I hope you enjoyed these reactions. Take care. God bless and peace.